In this tutorial, I will try to explain all the basic things which will help you to have better understanding of Adobe Illustrator. If you are new here, please subscribe our channel to get updates on new tutorials. So let's start. This is the landing page when you start Illustrator. At the left hand side, you will get options to create new file or open existing file. At the right, you will get presets. These are the most commonly used sizes. At the bottom, we get recently used files. Click on create new or just go to file, new, or use Ctrl N to create new file. We get different options over here. For mobile application designing, click on mobile. You get common sizes for Android and iOS. At the right hand side, you get the properties. You can change measurement units to pixels, points, inches and feet. The default orientation is portrait, but you can make it landscape. Artboard is nothing but a number of pages. And here we get color mode. For screen we use RGB color mode. RGB stands for red, green and blue. For raster effects, use 72 ppi. ppi stands for pixels per inches. For website and website application designing, click on web tab. And here you get different options. The most common size is 1366 by 768. And for larger desktop, we use 1920 by 1080. The color mode is also same, RGB, and raster effect is 72 ppi. When you plan to design for print media, select print tab. Here you get options like letter, A4 and legal. Color mode CMYK and raster effects 300 ppi. Print option can be used to design brochures, business card, letterheads, invitation cards and flyers. For this tutorial, I am going to use web and web large. Click on create to create new file. Now we have jumped inside the new document, and at the right hand side you will get property bar. This option might be not there if you are using older version of Illustrator. At the top we get menu bar and option bar. At the left we get toolbar. You create and manipulate your documents and file using various elements such as the panels, bars and windows. Any arrangement of these elements is called workspace. To change workspace, go to window, workspace, and here you get different options. If you are a web designer, you can select web. Illustrator will rearrange tools mostly used for website designers, but I prefer to use Essential Classic. Let's talk about layer panels. To open layer panel, go to window and layers. Layer panel is used to organize and edit the objects in the document. By default, every new document contains one layer, and each object you create is listed under that layer. By default, Illustrator assign a unique color to each layer in layers panel. To create new layer, click on this plus button. To delete, click on this icon. For zoom in, use Ctrl plus equal to, and for zoom out, use Ctrl plus minus. Use Ctrl 1 for actual size and use Ctrl 0 for fit to window. Use Shift F for full screen mode and use Escape to exit from full screen mode. Hold space bar to pan around and use Ctrl R for rulers. You can roll over on rulers and just drag to create guidelines. Use Ctrl semicolon to hide guidelines and use Ctrl apostrophe to show grade. Let's talk about tools. The most used tool is rectangle. So click here, you will get different options. For rectangle, use M shortcut key or just select from this list. Second thing, we need to have some color. For rectangle, you can click on this button to set default fill and stroke. Now fill color is white and stroke color is a black. Click and drag to create rectangle and hold shift key to get perfect square. You can use this selection tool to transform rectangle. Hold alt and shift and just drag this bounding box to resize that rectangle. Use Ctrl Z for undo. This is bounding box. To show and hide bounding box, go to view and hide bounding box. But by default it is on. You can use this points to make it rounded. Just click and drag towards the center. To change single corner, click that point and just drag. To modify shape, use direct selection tool. Click on any point you want to modify and just drag. This is used to modify or create custom shape. Hold Alt key and drag to create copy of that object. Click right side mouse button, select transform and reflect to reflect that element. Click OK to apply changes. Get your mouse at the corner, you will get that rotate option and drag to rotate. Hold shift key to snap between 90 degrees angle. Double click on fill color to change that color. In color picker you get different options, that is hue, saturation and brightness, and RGB and CMYK colors. Here you get hexadecimal code of that color. So click OK, and if I want to pick that color, you can select the element where you want to fill that color, press I or select this eyedropper and pick that color from another element. Ellipse tool is used to draw circle. Hold shift key to get perfect circle or release shift key to get oval shape. You get this handle to slice that circle. Let's create something using circle. Go to view. I don't want snap to pixels, but I want snap to grid. Use Ctrl F' to show grid. Press Ctrl plus for zoom in. Now snap with grid will align circle with grid. Use direct selection to change shape. Click on point. Move it upwards. We are going to create water drop shape. Hold Alt. Press Ctrl C and Ctrl F for copy and paste in front. Use direct selection tool. Use gray color for shading. Click outside and select that shading again, and you get different options over here. Click on opacity and select multiply as a blending mode. You can change opacity. Use pen tool to create highlight. Pen tool is used to create freeform shapes. Click, release your mouse button, and on second click just drag. To exit from pen tool, press escape or just hold Ctrl key and click outside. Press D. Change stroke color to white. Increase stroke width. To change stroke cap, click here. These are different parts. To group them, select all and press Ctrl G. To type text, select text tool. Click to create point text. Point text is used for headings. Click here to change font, thickness, and to get more option about typography, click on character. Here you get font, font style, size, space between lines, kerning, character spacing. You can stretch vertically or stretch horizontally. Here you can make it capital, small caps, superscript, subscript, underline and strike through. Select eyedropper, hold shift key and click to pick that color. Click here to align vertically. Press Ctrl G. And to align with the artboard, horizontal align center and vertical align center. Hold Alt and Shift while increase size. This will resize that object proportionally. Here we get Polygon Tool. Use up arrow key to increase number of sides and use down arrow key to reduce number of sides. This is Star Tool. By default you get comic star. Hold Alt and Shift to get perfect star and use up arrow key to increase number of sides and use down arrow key to reduce number of sides. To modify shape, use direct selection tool. Use this point to make it rounded, or if you want to add new point, click add anchor point, click and use direct selection tool to modify that shape. Click here to convert that selected points to smooth. You get Bezier handle, and if you try to move this handle, you can see both sides are affected. But I just want to modify only single side. For that, hold Alt and just drag. Release Alt button. To remove stroke, select stroke and click on none. Here we have solid color, shortcut key is comma. For gradient we use dot, and for no color we use slash. In gradient we get two color stop. Double click on color stop to change color. Press G to adjust gradient. Pencil tool is used to create freeform shapes. And to smooth these shapes, you can use smooth tool. We can use path eraser tool to erase some parts. Let's talk about join tool. You can use join tool to join paths. Just select paths and select join tool and scribble to join them. Let's create yin yang symbol. For that, draw big circle and one more circle inside the big circle, and then copy and paste one more circle. Select both circle, hold Alt and drag to create copy. And select shape builder tool and drag to merge shapes. That's it, and just fill color. Use Shift X to switch colors. Now your symbol is ready. Let's talk about rotate tool. Select Rotate tool, shortcut is R. Click to define center and rotate. If you hold Alt key, it will duplicate, and if you press Ctrl D, it will repeat the same action. We have Reflect tool here to reflect object. For example, select Selection tool, select Reflect tool, click, hold Alt, Shift and drag. Or you can click right side mouse button, select Transform and Reflect. Click Copy. Let's create something from what we have learned. Draw a rounded rectangle, go to Transform, change radius of right top corner to 0. Draw another rectangle. And send it to back. Let's draw some more hairs. Use Shape Builder tool and hold Alt key to minus and release Alt key to add some area. Let's draw eyebrows. Align that to center of face. Let's draw eyes and nose. Just draw beard. Create copy of beard. You can't scale rectangle when you have custom roundness to it. Just press Ctrl 8 and then reduce the size. Let's fill color. Press G to adjust gradient. Use divide to divide objects. Control left bracket for send to back. Let's draw some highlights. You can use offset path to duplicate objects. I hope you have amazing day. If you have any ideas for future tutorials, any sort of content you want like me to cover, be sure to let me know in the comments. I would love to have everybody's feedback.